Hello, everyone. Welcome to your Divine Masculine Deep Dive this Sunday. I decided to lay the cards out ahead of time only to save time because some of my readings have been getting a little bit longer. So I just figured I'd lay them out ahead of time. Of course, I did my normal, shuffling and everything as I did it. But that'll kind of, cut off a little bit of the video so that you guys aren't watching 40-minute long tarot readings. Unless you guys like the 40-minute long tarot readings. I don't know. I'm not sure. But we're going to try it this way today. Let me know what you guys prefer in the comments below, because I'll do it really honestly how you guys prefer it. But anyway, let's get into this today. So we're going to look at the bottom of the deck. And with each card, I'll tell you what the question behind it is. But the overall for the reading today is King of Swords in reverse. So it looks like the overall for today is you and your divine masculine, or your divine masculine, possibly because of your divine masculine, are dealing with some very corrupt perspectives, disingenuous, not really straightforward. It could be, karmic relationship that one or both of you guys are dealing with. And it can even honestly be a little bit of this between you and your divine masculine. Now, you guys, I don't know if you've seen my videos on catalysts, but sometimes you do meet a catalyst and it can be a little bit confusing. Sometimes people do confuse a catalyst with their twin flame. I urge you to go and check out my catalyst video that I recently dropped. And then we do have another one, a follow-up one for that coming out tomorrow. Just to give a little bit more information on what a catalyst or a catalyst twin flame is. They are not your twin flame, but they can resemble certain things. They are still very much a part of your twin flame journey, but they are not your twin flame. And sometimes the difficult people that we meet, they can be a catalyst on our journey, and we meet them sometimes, and also our twin flames meet them. So you could be dealing with some kind of a catalyst situation as well, with an abusive or somewhat narcissistic person. If that is the case, it is always best. The reason that this happens and the reason this is like brought into your world is, or your divine masculine's world, is to learn to have boundaries and to say no to the things that don't serve you well. And if someone's mistreating you, you have to turn away from that. You just absolutely have to turn away from that. This is a journey about knowing your value and your worth, discovering that, going within, and allowing somebody who's mistreating you isn't treating yourself the way that you would want someone else to treat you. You have to make your health, your happiness, your wholeness, your bullseye. Okay, that has to come absolutely first, because all love is self-love. And if you're in a relationship with somebody who isn't treating you through the lens of love, then they don't know how to love themselves. Therefore, they're not in a position to be able to love you, and vice versa. So you've got to flip that around, love yourself enough, respect yourself enough to say, absolutely not. Boundaries for them and boundaries for me. Boundaries for me in the sense of I'm not letting myself be treated that way. Okay? That is an extraordinarily important message for some of you out there, because I know that you guys can sometimes end up being put in a position of dealing with a very difficult person, or watching your divine masculine dealing with a very difficult person. And I am always sorry to hear that when I hear anything like that from anyone, because I know what it's like. I've been through it myself more than once, unfortunately. But I would never allow it again, and you should not either. Okay, so this first card is the present situation with you and your divine masculine. Okay, so the present situation with you guys is Judgment in reverse. So let's see here. With Judgment in the reverse, we have denial, an error in judgment, and fearing change. This very well could be a result of the overall energy that's going on right now. There could be particular situations that you and your divine masculine are dealing with, either one or both of you. But there's an energy from a person in your life that is very, very difficult to deal with. And there is, I guess, an inability to see it, a refusal to look at it, a lot of excuses that are being made in order to justify the behavior. And that needs to stop. It really does. You teach people how to treat you by what you do and don't put up with. And if you keep putting up with bad behavior, there's no reason for someone to stop treating you badly. They'll, you know, tell you what you want to hear when they think they might lose you, but they won't change. They won't change because they don't have to. And you should never allow someone like that in your life to remain. Once people show you who they really truly are and the mask slips, then after that, you have no one but yourself to blame. And I know that could sound cold because I understand what it's like. I've been in a long-term relationship where there was a lot of manipulation and emotional abuse. And it's not a good thing to deal with. And I know how confusing that place can be. But when I got out of it, what got me out of it was taking absolute responsibility for entangling myself and allowing myself to stay there. I chose to stay there, not because I wanted that, but because of a number of different reasons that I believed that I couldn't leave or that things would get better. There was a whole bunch of different reasons why I stayed. But the truth of the matter is I chose to stay. And I stayed until I decided not to. And leaving was the best decision. And I have no regrets. But it's like Eckhart Tolle says, suffering is only necessary until it's no longer necessary. Suffering stops when you decide to make the suffering stop and you decide to change your situation, take responsibility, and create something better. So if you have some jerk twads in your life, whether it's you or your divine masculine, there's not anything much you can do about your divine masculine other than, try to be as non-judgmental about it as you can toward them. But for you, you absolutely can do something about it. And if it's your twin flame that's not treating you well, then it's even far more critical that you set up proper boundaries for them and for yourself. It's even more important with your twin flame. Okay? Make your life the life that you want. You can do it. I know it can be scary sometimes, you guys. I don't know who this message in particular is for. I'm sure several of you will resonate with it. And maybe some of you guys are past this and beyond this, and it's like a thing of the past, and you guys can understand and relate to what I'm saying, but it's not currently the situation. You guys have taken the right steps and actions to get yourselves out of that situation. But if you're in it right now, get out of that. It's not about love. It's about respecting yourself enough to not do that, and respecting the other person enough to not enable them to do it. Okay. The recent past. Okay. Recent past is a Queen of Swords in reverse. So recent past, very similar kind of energy. I don't know what is going on. I don't typically have these kinds of readings where there's a lot of really difficult energy, but there is a difficult energy right now for some of you out there that you're dealing with a really, really tough situation. I know that the advice that I'm giving you, each person's situation is extraordinarily nuanced and no one's is the same. And when you're in it, it can be really, really scary and really, really difficult, which is why it's so important to seek out proper help from proper and trustworthy sources. But this energy is not it's not healthy, okay? You guys have been dealing with a very cold person. Your divine masculine, this this is either your divine masculine having some of this energy or it's someone that they're dealing with. That's I can't tell for sure with the feeling that I have around this. If it's your divine masculine having this energy, then I imagine that as a result, you're experiencing some pretty severe suffering from it. But if it's your divine masculine's like karmic partner or someone in their life, you're still suffering as a result of witnessing and watching them go through it. And so it's either way, it's either or, but either way, you guys are both really having a difficult time with whatever the source is that's bringing this energy into your life. And I'm sorry to hear that. All right, so this next card is your innermost feelings, Divine Feminine. And for this, we have the Knight of Swords. So with Knight of Swords, you are, let's see, what's the energy behind this card? Knight of Swords has a representation of like lifestyle change, but like it's quick. It's not something that is slow progressing. It's very, very rapid change. And gathering of information, or actually I should say more of communicating information at a rapid speed. So you may be starting to kind of understand the ins and outs of what's going on with your divine masculine and this situation that you guys have been dealing with, and you're starting to voice your opinion on it, and you're standing in your truth about it and sharing how you really feel, and you're not worried about whether or not you're going to piss anyone off or stick your foot in your mouth. You're not worried about that. You know that like communication is extraordinarily important. So you're saying how you feel, and if you find yourself to be wrong, you're totally fine with that. That's the way that we have to learn sometimes. But you're also probably not wrong in a lot of what you're saying, because you've been going through this, transformation and an expansion of consciousness. And so you're feeling this need to share this with your divine masculine and others around you. But it's creating a lot of change and a lot of rapid change. And you're seeing that is that's actually really, really good given the situation that you might be dealing with. So this next card is your divine masculine's innermost feelings, okay? And for this, we have King of Cups. With King of Cups, they're looking for, let's see, if they're, depending on the kind of situation that they're dealing with, they are either looking for empathy and support from someone that they can look up to and trust to kind of help them with the situation, or they are offering themselves as the trustworthy partner, the trustworthy person that can be depended on. It very well could be more of the first, especially given the energy behind the reading up until now. I have a sense that they're actually looking more for guidance. They're really in need of a little bit of an outside opinion to kind of like center them. Now, true centering and true balance comes from within, but sometimes people outside of us can point us in the right direction. And so it's not bad that Divine Masculine is looking for this. They're feeling very confused and upset inside, and so they are seeking out help. It's just hopefully they're seeking it out from the right places and the right sources. But they're also not necessarily open to who they hear it from. It's kind of like, well, even if like you, Divine Feminine, have wonderful information for them, they may not be open and willing to listen to it right now. For some reason, they may have a block toward you. But they are definitely in need of some help and some guidance right now. All right, so this next card is positive characteristics of the union with you and your Divine Masculine. For this, we have 7 of Pentacles. With 7 of Pentacles, let's see. Okay, so this is actually 7 of Pentacles in reverse. With this particular deck, I have to flip it over to see, because this is actually the upright with the skull at the top, and this is in reverse. So this is 7 of Pentacles in reverse, which means that both of you have been feeling like there's been a lot of work without reward. This is the ego and the lack mentality trying to kick in and like take over again. Especially with you, Divine Feminine, you've been waking up to a lot of universal truths that are really, really, really important keys of knowledge along your spiritual path. But sometimes, especially early in the awakening, we don't necessarily know or understand how to use some of these keys of knowledge. We happen to be going through an awakening process that can be very confusing, especially early on, because you're getting little bits and pieces, and you're not quite sure what to trust, and it doesn't all make sense. There's a lot of confusion. You're hearing about a lot of things that you've never heard of before, and you're experiencing a lot of things that you've never experienced before. So it can be, very overwhelming in the early stages of the journey. But the feeling of giving up too soon is something where it's because we don't fully understand the process. And they say that most people give up right before their blessings show up. So say, for example, you're trying to start a business and you're working really, really, really hard, but it's taking time and you keep running into plateaus or difficulties, roadblocks. People oftentimes with their ego, it kicks in and it's like, see, you're not good enough, or you can never do that, or this just isn't going to work out. And maybe even other people start saying that to you. And so it really starts to make you feel bad. And you're like, okay, I guess this is just not something I'm capable of doing. But had that person hung on for maybe a month or 2 months or even 6 months longer, that's when things would have like taken off, and, the fruits of their labor would pay off, right? But oftentimes, unfortunately, people fall into the trap of giving up too soon. And so on this journey, this path of ascension, you and your Divine Masculine should pay attention to the energy that wants to say, this is just not happening for me, or I'm never going to be able to do it right, or I keep screwing everything up, or this isn't going to work, or I'm never going to, have the life that I want. Good things like that don't happen to me. Turn away from all those kinds of thoughts. Those kinds of thoughts are especially thick and difficult to get out of when you're dealing with this kind of energy. But if you can transmute that and embrace your spiritual journey, this energy will dissipate and fade out of your existence. And when it dissipates and fades out of your existence, it's also going to dissipate and fade out of your Divine Masculine's existence. You'll transcend it. You'll see beyond it. You'll level up, and you've already been doing that. So focus on like presence and being aware of the thought patterns and really just observing the self. And, that's going to reveal a lot to you about this journey. Okay, so this next card is Three of Swords in the upright. Okay, so Three of Swords, heartbreak, divorce, loss, depression, surgery. This is what the weak characteristics of this union are. So over here, you guys have this card that has shown up that can have a bit of a like negative energy behind it. But what this is this is the strengths of the union. The reason why this is showing up as the strengths of your union is because once this is mastered, sky is the limit. Okay, this is like when you become a master manifester, when you recognize that perception creates reality. And if you can shift your perspective, this old energy dissipates. So that is a strength of the union. It's the purpose of coming together with your twin flame. That's the purpose. Is like really, it's like self-actualization that happens through realization of the true self. The weak characteristics with the Three of Swords are heartbreak, divorce, loss, depression. You guys have been through a lot of crap. That's this old energy right here. You guys have been through a lot of crap. Yeah, that energy, I won't keep harping on it because I don't even want to I don't want to give it any attention or energy on my side over here either. That energy that you've been dealing with that comes from past traumas, you and your divine masculine, can be transmuted. And once it's alchemized and transmuted, you guys, it becomes a massive inner strength that you can then turn around. It's like that's when you embrace being the hero of your journey. Yeah, you've been through strife and difficulties, but you turn around and you know how to like make like gold out of lead. You can turn anything into gold, which means that you take it for its highest purpose. You learn the lesson and then you turn around and you use that to benefit yourself and all of those around you, to bring something better back into the world. You take something bad and you turn it into something good. That's alchemy. That's inner alchemy. That's the strength of the union between the two of you. And that is what you're learning on this twin flame process. This twin flame journey is inner alchemy, which is what the back and forth and running, chasing, and all that kind of stuff, having to really like hone in on who you are and let it all go and get into the flow and trust and have faith. That creates the inner alchemy. Okay, it's breaking away from the chains of the egoic mind. All right, so this next card is Nine of Swords, and it's in the place of what are outside influences. Let's see. Outside influences for you and your divine masculine. Nine of Swords. So this is such a weird reading, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't typically have so much of this energy in these readings, but something is happening to someone out there that needs to hear this. I have no doubt. Nightmares, difficult energy, anxiety, grief, depression. What you guys have been going through, whether it's stemming from someone that your divine masculine knows, someone that you know, or the relationship with you and your divine masculine and yourselves from past energy, of course, right? It's learned behavior. But that is what is creating a lot of this energy. That's like tension, anxiety, grief, frustration, like anger. It's nightmares are, you can have like waking nightmares in the form of really screwed up perceptions that you're projecting out into the world, and then therefore attracting that back to you. This journey, you guys, is really, really here. The harder your life has been in certain ways, the harder this ascension process can be. However, the brighter your light is going to shine afterwards. And that's the truth. Like, you will offer something insanely valuable into this world by having been able to transmute that darkness into light. And so you're an incredibly strong person. That demiurgic energy out there does not attract or attack, I should say, those of us that, are not a threat. It does it to those that have something extraordinarily special to bring in. But the truth of the matter is the darkness only serves the light. The darkness doesn't know it. It's only there to illuminate you. You are going to go through this transformational process, the darkness of the caterpillar years into the cocoon, which is the transformational phase you're in right now, into becoming the butterfly, the light that shines into this world and bringing something amazing in. That is who you are, Divine Feminine. And that is also, of course, who your Divine Masculine is, because you guys are one and the same at the core. So whatever that energy that's been like causing this, at some point in time in your journey, you and your Divine Masculine will get to a place where you're going to be like, you know what? I know this all happened for a reason, because it taught me some extraordinarily difficult but valuable lessons that I can now turn around and use in my life's purpose. All right, so the next card here, it is what is yet to be known. What is yet to be known? This is Page of Cups here. So Page of Cups. Huh. Interesting. New love. Volunteering for something that's coming from a place of like super high level intention. Very empathetic energy in this, kind of a victorious energy that I believe wholeheartedly is happening as a result of all of this transformation that you've been going through, the inner alchemy that's taking place in your cocoon phase. You are transcending into something, well, not into something, into the truth of who you always have been outside of what the world has taught you and told you. And so something very rewarding is going to happen as a result of this. But you just have to hang on and trust the journey. When you're prompted through synchronicities to look into something, look into it. If something makes sense to you, or you see something in the patterns of things or something like that, but it doesn't make sense to anyone else, trust yourself. These messages from Source are coming to you in these unique and amazing ways, because Source is really needing you to really wake up to the truth of who you are, especially in the day and age that we're in right now. So pay attention to that, because it's leading you to a very beautiful destination. All right, so this next card is, what are your goals? Okay, Divine Feminine, your goals are 4 of Wands in the upright, okay? Homecoming, celebrations, family, friends, reunions. You are looking to unite with those that you love again. Family members, friends, and your, Divine Masculine. But the thing is you and your Divine Masculine, and really, truly others as well, at the core of everything are already united. It's just the ideas of the ego that make us feel like we are separated. The ego creates separation consciousness. You are already one with all things, but what I feel is that like this will happen on the 3D level, but it will happen on the 3D level when you recognize that it's already happening on that 5D level. When you tune in and tap into that higher knowing and awareness that you're already connected, at peace, and at one with everything and anything. Okay, you're not truly separate from it. It's the mind that makes it so. It's the mind that believes in that. And when we believe in the mind, it's like a Pied Piper. It leads you off. It leads you astray. Okay, and you're wanting to overcome that, and as a result, you are overcoming it. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, but it's being revealed to you through this process. Okay, so the next card that we have here is your partner's goals, your twin flames goals. And for this, we have the Star in reverse. They want to get out of the depression and the arrogance, the being ignored, being mistreated. They want out of that energy. They don't want to be dealing with whatever it is that's bringing this into their life anymore. They are so sick and tired of it. They're done, done, done. They really just don't want anything to do with whoever is bringing this energy in. And it's not you, Divine Feminine. It's most definitely not you. It's something else. It's a karmic situation that's either current or old, and that energy is just still there affecting your Divine Masculine in a very negative way, which is therefore affecting you in a very negative way. It could be, an abusive past with family members that has caused your Divine Masculine to act out in certain ways that are not beneficial to them and those around them. Again, whatever this is stemming from, this very yucky energy, they're ready to be done with it. They are ready to move on and to heal and to seek out whatever help is necessary in order to make that happen. All right, so this next card is for what is needed to achieve the shared goals between the two of you. For this, we have 6 of Cups upright. A return to innocence. Reunion. And again, reunion with your Divine Masculine is recognizing that you're already in union. That what we see in physical form is just an illusion. It's just a part of this, 3D holographic universe that we live in. But the energy, it's never separate. It's entangled. You guys are one on an energetic level already. And so that reunion is like remembrance, right? All is done already. All exists. You and your twin flame were created as one. So that's already done. It's a remembrance, like remembering, putting things back together, or a reunion, recognizing. But that all happens on an internal level. It's a realization that nothing can separate that which is already been binded and created as one by the universal truth of what you are, like the divine. Okay, nothing in this world can sever that connection. Nothing. Okay, so this next card is hold on one quick second. All right, so this next card is what is needed to, or I'm sorry, that was this card. This one is what are the actual shared goals. So this is what's needed to achieve the shared goals. This is what the shared goals actually are. So for this, we have the Moon in reverse. So you both have a shared goal of finding the truth, living in clarity, not being in negative energy. You're both seeing a lot of synchronicities, which is giving you a lot of insight. But there's a message in your dreams, right? Now, when we go to sleep and we dream at night, we create everything in the dream that we experience, whether it's a tree, a car that we're driving in, a person that we're interacting with, the entire conversation between us and that person, that's all created within our own minds. And you're starting to come into this realization that what we call reality is also just another type of dream. And so you're recognizing that there are messages within that dream. You're becoming lucid. That's what waking up is. You're becoming lucid in the dream of life, the 3D holographic universe that we live in. A lot of you guys might think that that's weird, but I know it to be true through this process of revelation that takes place when you are in this ascension. The veil thins for you and you start to see things for what they really are, and it comes to you through inner visions, through an inner connection. It's not something that can be revealed from without. What's happening without is a revelation of what's within. What's inside of you is that creator of what you see in the reflection outside of you. And so your dreams are like pointing you inward, this outer dream, this realm, the mind, the body, the experiences that we have with others, the knowledge and the information. But it makes sense to you because you have an inner compass. And so you and your divine masculine are discovering that inner compass through these different experiences that you guys are having simultaneously as one to the soul, but simultaneously, and what appears to be separate but is not. So the final outcome for you guys, well, I hate using the words. This is why words and language is so, it just doesn't do this journey justice, because it's rooted in duality and it can be taken in different ways. Intentions behind the words, can be taken in different ways. So you got to always trust your own discernment. But I don't like using final outcome, because there isn't a final outcome for you and your divine masculine. This is a nonstop continuing experience of eternal evolution. And so the adventures are forever for you guys. The adventures are forever. But this is, I guess, more relative to like current type of situations, like maybe 6 months out in the future. This we have Queen of Cups in reverse. So there is going to be a transcendence and an evolution, which I've commented on several times throughout the reading, that's going to lead you guys to being able to let go of addictive energy and insecurities and the need to be codependent and smothering on yourselves or other people. This is really a good sign for you guys, because that doesn't necessarily mean that the polarization between the two of you will be 100% collapsed. There could still be triggering and certain things that will take place on your journey after this. But this is going to be like a place that you get to in the next several months where you're like, I have reached certain milestones in this journey that show me that I am on the right path. You are going to feel so connected to source and that love that's within you. You're not going to really be needing to search for it outside of yourself anymore, which is how we let go of the addictive energy and how we, detach from the twin flame, right? Detaching from the twin flame doesn't mean you stop loving them. It means you detach from all the preconceived mind ideas and ego that tell you that everything's messed up and create a disillusion of reality. Okay, when you let all of that go, you recognize everything is as it should be, and it's beautiful. And then it's as within, so without. When you're in peace and harmony inside, everything that's reflected to you outside is also peace and harmony, and your external world changes. So that is where this is moving you guys toward, okay? And I love that. I think that's super beautiful. I really do. I'm going to use my crow deck today for an oracle card for you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed the reading. Please like and subscribe if you have. And check out our channel, the-conduits. We have group calls and all kinds of good stuff. The group calls are such a great deal, you guys. You get anywhere from 8 to 16 calls a month, and it's not very expensive. You get a lot of one-on-one help and attention in these group calls, and a lot of really valuable information from the other twin flames and conduits within the community. So, whoa, check us out. And we do have personal tarot readings and one-on-ones as well, if you guys are interested in that. But the group calls are probably the best bang for your buck, because you get a lot of knowledge and information for pretty inexpensive cost. Okay, so oracle card today is Sacred Space. Sacred Space. Let's look at this really quick. See what it says. Maybe your sacred space is your nest, your home, or maybe it's the beach or your favorite path in the woods. Sacred space may also point to an inner place, a belief you hold dear. It is a place that brings comfort and nurtures your development. This is your sanctuary. When you receive this card, it is the call to rejuvenate your spirit. It is time to connect with the healing energy of your sacred space. Make time to connect with this space, as it will help you center your energy and recharge your spirit. So I think this is great for you and for your divine masculine. In order to get out of this energy, this negative energy that started at the beginning of this reading, and to kind of move toward this, it is okay to slow down for a little while and put in a lot of self-care. Make yourself the highest priority in your life and give yourself the love that you have been wanting someone else to give you. You can give it to yourself. You're actually the creator of it anyway. And the only thing that ever cuts you off from it is your belief that you don't deserve it. So take some time to really, really hone in on yourself and to look at all the patterns in the mind when it tries to tell you things that are not true about who you are. And tell it no. And replace it with, you know, who you are, who you really want to be, and know that who you want to be is who you already are. You just have to embrace it and say yes to it and let it manifest and appear in your life. Okay? That Garden of Eden is within you. You are the creator and the creation simultaneously. So make it what you want it to be. Believe in yourself, because that's the whole point. Source, God, is trying to wake you up, all the way wake up to this truth, that you are amazing, divine, and absolutely worthy of living your very best life. So why not give it to yourself? Say no to everything that's not in alignment with that. Okay? Say no to everything that's not in alignment with that. You got two crows here. This kind of almost looks like a bullseye, right? It's the center right here. The eggs, birth of something new. Create the life that you want. Divine Feminine, because you deserve it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here today. I will see you guys soon, and take care.